Hi, I'm Eric Schumacher Rasmussen, the editor of Streaming Media Magazine, here at Streaming Media East with Jason Thibeault from Limelight Networks. Hi, Jason. How you doing? Good, good.
Fantastic.
Limelight has been known for years as a CDN, but that's changed recently, or at least it should be changing in people's minds, right?
No, absolutely. We've done a tremendous amount of work in the market to sort of reposition the way people think about Limelight. So we all know that CDNs are expanding into value-added services. They're trying to add more value to customers. And at Limelight, we realized as we were acquiring and building that we were creating something that was more akin to a platform for helping companies manage what they were doing out there in the digital world. So they had websites and they had video, and delivery was only a portion of it. And so we began to think about CDN as just one application that we were building on top of this platform. And so we ended up with 4 or 5 applications, and what we're trying to get people to understand is now that Limelight is less about just delivering content, and it's more about enabling organizations to really engage with their digital audiences through the experiences they build. So they're delivering experiences to mobile, delivering to the web, delivering to TVs, and we're helping with that, and then we're helping them publish and create the content with that, and then through the combination of those, we're enabling them to get more intimate with their digital audiences.
Well, and one of the ways you're doing that is with a new book that you've written, right? Digital Presence for Dummies?
Absolutely, and that's right here. That's a copy of Digital Presence for Dummies. Yeah, we made this book really as an educational resource. It doesn't talk about our products or services. It really talks about what a digital presence is and how to understand if your digital presence is failing in ways, and then how to build the processes and technologies internally to create a digital presence that's what we call awesome. And there's some great examples in the book of both awesomeness and not awesomeness.
Right, and you recently gave a presentation called The 9 C's of Awesome Storytelling. We don't have time to go through all 9 of the C's necessarily, but what are the top 2 or 3 C's of awesome storytelling?
Sure. It was a fun presentation, so let me see. So I think the number 1 C from a business perspective is probably conversion, right? Storytelling, even though it engages the audience and it's all about engagement and getting above the digital noise and not broadcasting your product message, it has to have meaningful impact to the business. And so if you're not converting from the story into something that you consider to be sort of that KPI or that performance metric, then it's a failing story. The second one is all about what I call character. So stories have to have characters. And too often marketers get into the idea that if we just tell people about our products or tell people about our company, they'll listen. And they really don't want to. And so now we're seeing these really brilliant brands like Coca-Cola and Audi and up-and-coming brands like Dollar Shave Club start to create characters around which the audience can circulate. So they see the character, they get excited about them, and they connect with them on an emotional level. And that's really the third really powerful C is emotion. And it's funny, obviously emotion doesn't have a C in it,
right.
So I called it C-motion,
right?
Just to make sure that it fit in. And that's that's really the third most important C to remember, is that marketers have to create characters and stories that that really connect with the audience on an emotional level.
Now you're going to be presenting next month at the Streaming Forum in London, giving a keynote, and it's called The Power of Storyshowing. Tell us a little bit about, without giving it all away, tell us a little bit about how you see and define what you're calling story showing.
Sure, so we all know what storytelling is, right? I mean, we have books, we have magazines, but I think the world is changing, especially from the digital perspective, and video is awesome. So video allows us to do more than just tell a story, we get to show a story. So we came up with this term called story showing, and it's really that combination of words and images and videos all wrapped up into one big story. And we're starting to see more brands do that. So GoDaddy is very good at that. Again, I use Coca-Cola as an example, simply because the New York Times did a great write-up on them. They've completely rebranded their corporate site into everything that's about stories. So nothing about them, everything about their customers. And they're using tons of video and tons of images and tons of text. And that's really what story showing is they're starting to not only tell people and let them engage with it through the traditional channels, but then they're showing it through these vibrant, rich, engaging videos.
Now, storytelling is obviously universal, but are you seeing any differences regionally or internationally with the way stories are presented on video from country to country or region to region?
No, and that's an excellent question, and I think we are. We do use some video examples. I know there was a really funny, I think it was a French toilet paper ad. And what it was is this guy in his family kept telling his family to stop using paper, and he kept handing them iPads. I don't know if you've seen it. It's absolutely hilarious. And it really sort of branched across cultures. I mean, here was a topic that nobody wants to talk about, but everybody does around the world.
Right.
So we're starting to see not only little regional cultural differences in story showing and storytelling, but they're starting to branch out past that. They're starting to look at, how do I tell a story that's universal, because now I understand that my customers sometimes are universal as well. The digital world knows no geographic boundaries. It knows, no cultural oddities. It is really, I found your product or your service and I want to buy it. And so your story has to resonate with me, even if it's not on a cultural level, then something above that, something that's sort of, I guess wiping your butt is shared by all of humanity. So it's a story that they can tell.
Right. And there's the headline for the article.
Absolutely.
Or maybe the presentation at Streaming Forum.
Oh, there you go. Now that would be kind of funny.
Well, look forward to seeing you do it. And obviously, if you're interested in hearing more about story showing and how to ramp up your marketing efforts with digital video storytelling, check out Jason Thibeault's keynote at Streaming Forum in London in June.